Good morning, thrill seekers. Muskie time here. It's 11:23 on November 1st, 2017. Hey, just wanted to give you some fall trolling tips from, I don't know, my thoughts at least. Anyhow, since I'm sitting in the cockpit right now, we're trolling along, as you can see, 2.8 miles an hour. Yeah, I'll keep it there now. I like to do about 3.5, so maybe I'll just kick it up just a snitch. Because I'm doing video at the same time and I fish by myself, I got to be real careful about what I do, where I do it, and all that kind of thing. Anyhow, you can see kind of how I'm contour trolling. Really trying to stay, because of the lure I'm using, that I have it set up right now that it's running, I'll show you, 21 feet deep. I want to be right at the edge, and so the back of the boat, which is indicated by the transducer hooked up to this unit, says the back of the boat basically is 24 feet. What I do have is, and I'll show you that in a second, is a bow mount unit as well, and that transducer reads on my dashboard. And let's see, you can see there, it says, what, 28 feet deep. What I have is on that particular bow mount unit is I have an alarm set on this, so if I am more shallow or shallower than 16 feet, my alarm starts to go off and it reminds me that I'm running shallow. And sometimes it's just a real quick short hump, sometimes it's a reef, so it's good to know. Anyhow, this is the front casting deck after about 18 inches of snow. I did scrape it off and all that to the best that I can. When you troll, you can see that clamp up front, and the bottom of that clamp is a transducer that runs by that cable under, right over there, and into the unit on my dashboard. It makes it really convenient. Basically, I can really have pinpoint control. All right, so we're talking trolling, we're talking fall. What happens when you troll? Well, you do hang up. So, let's see, I'm going to throw it in neutral just for safety purposes. When you do hang up, first thing you do is you'll throw it in reverse, and you'll try to back up and shake it loose. If you can't, I use this right here. This is a weight on a rope with a buoy, and that cable and that hook with the barbs broken off will sometimes grab the lure and recover it. That's always helpful. You know what? I gotta keep moving. So anyhow, this is a trolling setup. This is a fiberglass rod. Why do I mention fiberglass? Well, temperatures out here are below freezing. And when you get to about 20 degrees and colder, you really want to have fiberglass because graphite will break under low and colder temperatures. I've experienced it. I've had graphite rods break in 4 different sections at the same time while setting hooks on a fish. So it is important. Anyhow, a couple little trolling tips. When you do have your line out, you're obviously watching the rod tip of how it's moving and things like that. I have it set up in a rod holder. This is really a sweet one. It's like a salty something or something. I'll annotate it in the remarks along with all the other equipment. But it easily lifts straight out and can recover. Sorry, that was my thumb. Anyhow, Garcia 6500 old reel. Doesn't really matter, but it does have a clicker, and that's important because it's an audible sight. Let's see, I'm just looking over here for a second because I'm going to be running a little more shallow water. Let me show you what it looks like. It's important to have good charts so you can see what I'm going over right now. And again, like I said, 22 feet of water, 21 feet of water that lure's running at for the most part. I'm going to show you a little something on it to count. I have it actually running just a touch more shallow than that. And I did that on purpose so you could see how I do it. You can have a line counter on a reel like this. You can have a line counter that attaches to the rod where the line runs through it. Or, let me just turn my wheel just a pitch. And then, or you can count passes. In the old days, they didn't have line counters and stuff. They counted passes. That is from when this part right here, this mechanism, would go over and back, over and back. So I basically have it out. I'll call it 5.5 passes. So I'm going to do it to 6 passes, which is where I want it really, right over there. Okay, now you saw a little chartreuse line here. There it is. You see a little chartreuse line. I have that chartreuse line, or orange line, in a few different areas. You can see my lure is just starting to tap bottom now. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. That's what you want. It's getting a little more shallow, so I got to pop out here. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. obviously it's a shield lake, so it's an irregular bottom. So you're constantly working it. Well, I was in 21 feet, now I'm in 32 feet. Figure that out. Now 35 feet. So you're always working the shoreline. Let me just bring it back to the chart, just so you can see what it looks like, just for fun. In that little moment there, you can see how we had to kick it out just a touch because of the depth. All right, going back to fall trolling. I have something on the ground here, so I'll bring that out. That's my box of hooks. When you're fishing, and you will catch fish, hopefully you'll catch fish, easiest thing to do, certainly when you're single-handed like I do, is you cut the hooks. When you cut the hooks, you want to be back to fishing as quick as possible. So you cut the hooks, replace them with the proper hook, 7/0, 6/0, 5/0, 4/0, you can get the rest, huh? Anyhow, so that's a little handy dandy tip. All those hooks are sharpened and ready to go. All my tools are nearby. I'll show you that in a second. This bin right here, this is leaders, because you want to be back on the water as quick as possible. You get, if you got to replace a leader, there it is. All my leader making material, backup hook sharpeners and all that kind of stuff. A few other things tucked under here to keep some somewhat some bitty, too much snow. That's my finger again. Too much snow and easily accessible. Back there is the bin that's got a bunch of oversized lures. Up here, more oversized lures. You obviously don't want anything on the deck with pointy ends, or you will find it in your clothing or your body. And then back here I have just a few more lures. They're just other fall trolling lures. Oh boy, that's line. That lure's line is looking good. All right, because you have all this snow, your deck will get frozen over. So you got to be very careful. You won't be able to open up any of your lockers and things like that. So you have to plan ahead. What I do is I keep everything obviously in bins on the outside. Spare rods, warm reels, and all that kind of stuff. Also have a bin here, and this bin has clothing in it, as well as other things I may need for the boat, my snow shovel, and then this bag is like, I'll call it my purse. It's got all kinds of my wallet, my licenses, camera, medicine, all those kinds of first aid kit, tools, in case I have to jump off the boat and get to the island. That's a nice little ditch bag. If I have that ditch bag, I can do just about anything for as long as I need to on an island, but I sure will be hungry. Anyhow, that's kind of really it. Oh, you know, let me show you two more things. Panning over here again. I'll show you the tools, boy. I can't stress enough how important having these tools, having good tools. These are hook cutters. Critical, especially when you fish by yourself. These are 14-inch channel lock pliers. You don't have to get near the fish. You just use the channel lock pliers and it will do the job. Hook cutters, I have spare channel lock pliers, spare hook cutters, which you really have to do. Obviously cooler for pop and stuff like that. I'm making a sandwich, I don't know, in a couple of hours. Warm clothes, and I'll show you a little secret. I have a little cigarette lighter here that I put in myself. And in that, with that cigarette lighter is a cord. Attached to the cord, it goes right to my inner jacket where I have a motorcycle jacket liner, and I keep nice and warm. You can see how cold it is. These don't even close right now. This locker, I actually put a trouble light in last night and let it run because that's the only locker that opens, and you can see it melted some of the snow, which is kind of nice. Anyhow, I don't know, that's it. If you have any questions, put them in the remarks. Obviously, okay, so obviously when you get hung up, first thing you do is you throw the boat in reverse, and hopefully your floating lure will float free. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it will, but I have a little resistance. Things like this. I picked up that rock today, my lure, I should say. Picked up the lock, just got caught in one of the little cracks. That's what the bottom of the lake looks like. Got caught in one of those little cracks, and luckily I was able to pull that up. If it doesn't come that way, you obviously have to do something a little more drastic. That is, sometimes bring the rod up forward, remove your trolling motor mount, as you see up here, put it safely away, drop the main trolling motor, get your lure retriever over here, square up to the line, 90 degrees to the line, and drop the lure retriever in, and hopefully snag the lure. If you do, success, and you'll be able to pull it up. If you don't, word of caution. Don't try to pull by hand. You will hurt your hand. You will damage your hand. You have to put it around the cleat. I'll often throw it around the cleat 4, 5, 6 reps. I'll put my boot on top of it, put my foot on top of it, and then back the boat off or let the wind pull me off it. And a lot of times I'll break the lure free. Sometimes bending the hooks or whatever, but able to get it free. Okay, that's really it. It's starting to snow a little more now. We do have that front on All Saints Day. Oh, it's actually the front is right behind that point. So good. Okay. Oh, it is snowing now, but it's a vertical snow, so it's not so bad. It's actually not terrible out. Weather's been dropping. You know, maybe at the end of this video, I'll show you some of the fish I've caught so far this trip. The biggest being 50 inches. Okay, that's really it right now. Two favorite baits are a headlock and something else. I want to call it a slave, but I really don't remember. I'm going to have to look it up sometime. All right. Hey, hope all is well. God bless. And happy birthday, Grandma, which is my mom, who's 95 years old today. Later.